Dress rehearsal day 1. These myths about singing managed to haunt me for so long. Cannot see the back, that's none of my business. Tell me why I'm literally having the worst workday ever and I'm eating my leftover lunch for dinner. It's Tuesday and I have rehearsal, so I have to hurry up. It's fine, you know. I apologize for the silly start to this video. After all, this is supposed to be a singing video, not grievances about my job. So singing we shall go. My little container is literally leaking oil. Yikes. We're going to Davies! Dress rehearsal day 1. Sorry I haven't really had time to vlog a lot. Yeah, it's just been really busy at work. And then right after work, I immediately have to hop on over. And I can't really film a lot during rehearsal. But I am gonna show you Davies. And then we can talk a little bit more about singing on Saturday before the performance. But yeah, let's go inside. Hi guys, it's 5:20 and I just finally finished work. It's been a crazy work week and one of my teammates is actually out sick, so that's really contributed to the chaos this week. But yeah, I have to be at rehearsal at 6:15, so I want to get there by 6 and make sure that I can find parking, make it inside all right. But I also want to make sure I can grab dinner beforehand, so I'm gonna go and get a sandwich. Okay, let's go. Wait, this one's really good. Hey guys, I'm back home. And tell me why it's only when I rewatched videos of myself singing that I'm like, I don't know how to open my mouth. But yeah, actually like vlogging myself singing might actually help me improve because I don't ever watch myself. I don't really have like a mirror and I don't really practice, so. Anyway, that's it for tonight. See you tomorrow. Ugh, crusty as hell, but I'm here. Let's oil our hair and wash it because it's so nasty. I got up today, like I woke up. I didn't really get up until much later, but I got up and then, I don't know, I've just been feeling like really tired. I think it's just everything that's happened this week. A lot happened at work, which I didn't really go into too much depth about. But it's been a very busy week, both inside and outside of work. Yeah, I just like generally have my personal trainings on Saturday, but my personal trainer actually is sick, so she ended up canceling, but it worked out for me because I was just, I don't know, I feel like I look and feel a little bit like pale almost, a little sickly, and I think it's just that I haven't been like eating the best throughout the week. Like I've been so busy, I've hardly had time to have lunch at work, and then I have to like run on over to Davies, and then I'm not like, I don't know, eating as much until I hit like 8:30, and then I get home and I'm tired. It's been such a long day and I have to get up again in the morning and revisit everything. So it's around 2 p.m. 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. So I'm just taking some time to do a little bit of self-care, and I really enjoy getting ready. It's been a long time since I've properly gotten ready, so I'm gonna do my makeup, I'm gonna do my hair. Oh, I do love a concert day though. I think I'm gonna go drink like a bunch of water and then we'll go hop in the shower. It's around 4 p.m. and I figured that as I'm getting ready, we could chat a little bit about singing and what that journey has looked like. So here are some questions that people sometimes ask me when they find out that I sing in my free time. First question is, how did I get started with singing? Or like, how long have I been singing? I started singing in college, specifically the summer before my junior year at UC Berkeley. I did not get an internship that summer, and so I decided to stay on campus and take classes. But I also was so unsure of what I wanted to do. I wanted to take a couple classes for fun, but I also knew that I should probably do something for my career, so I ended up taking a marketing class. And then outside of that, I took a couple of music classes, so I took a beginning piano class and a voice class. My original thought was that I was a theater minor, and if I wanted to get involved with any musicals on campus, that singing would be a really great skill for that. And singing was something I'd always been interested in, but I didn't know to what extent that I could be good at it. I always had this impression that you had to be like, I don't know, born really good at it, or you had to do it your entire life, which I had kind of given up on it at an early age. But taking that class really dispelled like a lot of myths for me that, looking back, I'm like, I don't even know how these myths about singing managed to haunt me for so long. And then after I took that course, my professor actually recommended that I join the university choir because I wanted to keep going with it somehow, but I wasn't sure what the best way to do that was, and he recommended me to join the university chorus. I thought you had to like have a really good like level of musicianship. At the time, you know, I was so new to music, I really didn't know how to read music. So I wasn't even really sure whether I could like do it, I guess. Well, it turns out that like as long as you're able to match pitch relatively well and you can like remember a line that you just sang, like if somebody plays something on the piano and you can just sing it back to them, like that was about the level of musicianship you really needed to join the choir. You know, if you have a hard time matching pitch, you're gonna have a hard time learning the music. But all these skills are things that can be improved. Given that it's a university choir, you know, they really want to like help you to be able to participate if you're not even at that level. So it was truly really inclusive in that way that I didn't expect. Maybe because I was thinking about like theater auditions and how exclusive those can be. It was not a difficult audition. Though the choir director did like lose my papers or something one semester, which is like a whole story for another time. Since I graduated, I've been singing with the SF Choral Society, which is similarly pretty open. They have a very good range in terms of skill levels, which is nice because then you always feel like you're learning something and trying to like grow to like improve yourself. Like you have role models, I guess. Next question is, how much can you actually improve your singing? Oh boy. Let me show you a clip of what I sounded like when I first started singing in that class that I took at Berkeley. As you can hear, I really could not make much sound when I first started out. Like, it's a little ridiculous. And then here is a clip of me about a month later doing my final for the class. So that is just literally 1 month apart, me practicing the music, getting tips from my instructor, of course. But you can see just a couple of adjustments and some practice within a month really shifted the way that I sounded. I don't really have a super recent video of me singing aside from the clips that are in this video, but sometimes you really don't even realize how much you've progressed until you look back at your old recordings and you're like, whoa, I sounded completely different. And seeing my progress is actually one of my favorite things, because sometimes you will unlock like this like part of your voice that you didn't know you had. Like, as you can hear from the first clip, my voice was super breathy and not very connected. Basically, like, it's like your vocal folds, they're like vibrating against each other to make the noise, but like if your vocal folds don't really line up and there's like a big gap between them, that's that like breathy sound, and you can do that intentionally to get like a certain effect. But for me, like, I had trouble getting my vocal folds to like close properly. So when you have enough practice and you finally are able to start to do that, sometimes the sound that will come out of your mouth will actually like shock you, and those moments are some of the most like insane moments to me. Honestly, it's been a while since I've done private lessons. I think that's where you kind of discover the most. I haven't really had that experience super recently, but it's something that I know is like possible, which is super mind-blowing, honestly. Classical music versus other genres. I actually did not think I would be singing classically. In fact, when I signed up for a class, I didn't know it was going to be centered around classical technique. I thought it would be, I don't know, just a general vocal. I don't know what I was expecting, because I just didn't know anything. I didn't know what classical technique was, or classical singing was. Like, I thought I was just gonna like be able to like sing theater or something. Like, it helps with pretty much all the other kinds of singing, but the technique you use to sing classical music is very, very different from pop. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to want to stick with classical, and obviously I've had the choice to like try other things. I think the reason why I've stuck with classical is because I get to sing higher in my range. I really enjoy being able to like use my full range. A lot of other styles don't necessarily demand that, or the technique is different, and even if you're singing high, they want you to involve more of like the chesty tones, and that just doesn't feel as good to me. I like the freeness of learning to use the higher parts of my voice, and maybe that's because I'm a soprano. It's like where I'm just most comfortable. I also was like a classical music hater growing up, because my parents wanted me to learn piano, like every other set of parents. Also, when you're that young, you cannot really play that much on the piano, so the stuff that you're playing is like not really that enticing. Yeah, I just didn't have that strong of a connection to classical music growing up, but I had only heard a little bit of it because it was like, I don't know, the demo songs that they have on like that Yamaha piano, you know, where you can like press the button and it like plays it for you. Like, that was what I knew about classical music. Anyway, I also do find that some classical music, like, I just enjoy singing it and being like involved in the process more than I like just listening to it. So I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't sing pop if you really wanted me to, because it's so different. Things sung in a pop style just sounds so freaking weird with like a classical music technique. Okay, now time to do the hair. How would you get started if you've never really sang before in like any formal setting? I think it's a lot easier than you think. I mean, maybe it's also because I had the impression that choirs have like a high bar for you to be able to get into, but learning some like basic music reading skills so that you can at least like follow a line of music It's not so hard. I honestly can't really sight read. Like, yeah, I thought you needed to know how to sight read to like join choir, but you don't. Depending on the choir, I mean. If you're in college, I would say look to see if your school has classes, if there's like a university choir, or if you're interested in like a cappella. Given you're in an academic setting, it's probably a lot easier to join these than you think they are. I mean, I took like a month of voice and piano and then I was like good to go. If you're not in school still, then maybe looking at classes in your community or private lessons. Honestly, private lessons are one of the best experiences as well, so I do really recommend that. Oh my god, I just burned myself! I just think it's so important to have a community or an activity that you do outside of work, or if you're in school, like outside of what you're doing for your major. And music is a great like creative outlet. It's a great form of expression. It's like good for you. It makes you use different parts of your brain, which like as somebody who works full-time is so important that I really take active steps to like burst my bubble. Otherwise my life is kind of just about work. I also spend so much of my time looking at some kind of screen, so it's really important to me to have an activity where I'm not constantly looking at my screen. Oh, and some of the people I've met through choir have been like my favorite people of all time, so some great freaking memories. Like nothing beats logging off of your like 9 to 5 and going to like a dress rehearsal with the symphony. Oh shit. Dude, why is this so hard today? Oh, last question. Like what advice would I give the version of myself that just started her first voice class? I actually asked somebody this when I first started singing and their advice was super helpful, so I'll share that first. They mentioned that for something like singing, it's important to do it often because it is literally a muscle. So there's a lot of instances where this young woman giving advice was mentioning that she would put off practicing till the very last second, and then she would practice a ton, but you don't see the same level of results that way compared to if you do a little bit of practice and then take a break and then come back tomorrow. So it's like better if you did like 15 minutes a day, every day, as opposed to like 2 hours on the weekend. So that's like really stuck with me, but I would say the advice I would give for myself is to try to be present as much as possible, because the time you spend practicing, if you spend all that time judging your own voice, then you are not really getting anything out of that time. And we all have limited time, so the more that you can just like focus on enjoying the process and like trying to improve little pieces of the puzzle, the more that you'll see progress over time compared to if you just like are constantly judging yourself. So yeah, I would tell her to like cut that out. I think that goes for a lot of things that require performance. Like you're gonna suck at it. You're gonna suck at anything you start out with, but the more you're having fun, the more likely that you're also doing well and learning. How's the back look? Good enough for me, even though I cannot see the back. That's none of my business. I mean, those ends all look fried to me anyway. Look at that difference. I've got like an hour before I have to drive over, so I'm going to change and probably go and get that sandwich I had yesterday because it was so good. Maybe have a snack before I go, and then I do have to like inflate my tires. So we're gonna do all that in the next hour, and then we're gonna drive over and sing at Davies. Let's go.